Hi guys, so today I just want to briefly talk about 5 things that you can do to really elevate your life, whether you're a professional athlete or an aspiring athlete, or just someone that's in a rut or just wants to maximize their full potential in whatever their field is. Number one, it's pretty obvious, but it's sleep. You really need to try and get 8 hours of sleep a night. You will notice a huge difference in your recovery, both in your mental and physical recovery. Your brain just doesn't operate the same when you're sleep deprived. I've tried it and you can get away with it for a few days, but then the quality of your work, your productivity, it just diminishes significantly when you're not getting enough sleep. So try and cut out social media, TV, everything that's going to stimulate you in the wrong way right before bed, at least a couple of hours before you go to sleep. Try and read, dim the lights, and meditate to really set yourself up for a good night's sleep. A few other things that I do to help me with sleep, because sometimes I can't sleep or I wake up in the middle of the night, is I will make sure I drink enough water throughout the day, because if I'm dehydrated, then I will often wake up at like 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, and then I'm sort of awake for hours after that. So I try to drink as much water as I can, at least 3 liters. During the day, try to stop drinking water a few hours before bed. So it's difficult because I'm still performing until 10:30 at night, but I try not to drink too much water after 9 p.m. because I notice if I do drink too late in the evening, then by the time I get home, I'm still going to need to go to the bathroom, even if it's in the middle of the night, and that interrupts your sleep as well. So try and cut back the water right before you go to sleep, like a few hours before, but make sure you're drinking enough during the day. Melatonin and magnesium supplements before you go to bed also help. And making sure you're not stressed throughout the day will make a big difference, because if your nervous system is all wound up, you've been rushing from appointment to appointment throughout the day, it's going to be very difficult to switch off. And I know if you're busy and like me, you like to cram in as much as you can in your busy schedule, it's still important to make sure you're not running late, to make sure you've allocated enough time just to reduce your general stress throughout the day, so that you can easily switch off and rest properly at night. And you will notice a difference the next day for sure, with your training, with your studying, with your work, everything. Number 2 is your to-do list. I find that if I create a to-do list and I stick to it, whether it's like things I want to work on with my business or things I want to study, things I want to train, all of the above, if I actually stick to the to-do list, I feel more productive. I feel more confident in the fact that I know I've committed to these things to do, these things that I've set for myself to do. And I've committed to them, completed them. I will really notice that I just start to progress in every field, even if it's only like 20 minutes of studying a day, whether it's learning a new language or studying law or anything like that. I know that once I've done a bit of that consistently, and that was on my to-do list, I feel good, and I know that I'm progressing further towards any long-term goals that I might have with respect to those items on my to-do list. And obviously training's in there. It's always number one. But there's other things that I'm always working on the side, and it's really important for anyone, whether you're an acrobat or an athlete or working in an office, that you stick to the goals that you promise yourself. Number 3, train. Even if you're not into fitness, I really recommend that you start training at least 20 minutes of cardio and then start doing some resistance training, some mobility work. You will feel much more invigorated, more awake, more focused throughout the day, and you'll concentrate better on your other work if you've gotten your endorphin hit, and your body will feel better over time and your mind will feel better. So it's really important to train. Number 4 is cut out bad habits. I know this is difficult, but even just having a day where you lie in bed and eat junk food, it doesn't serve you long term. And I used to do it a lot, especially if you're training really hard throughout the week and you want to just really relax and reward yourself. You actually don't feel better after. You get like a massive sugar high and dump, and then you just feel tired and lazy. And yes, I definitely have days where I find it difficult to want to go out and do anything, especially if I'm training 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. And you get to the end of the week, you just want to sort of lie there and do nothing. But even if I'm going to have a lazy day, I still try to be productive. I'll work on things on my to-do list. I'll study, even if I'm studying in bed. And I'll still try and eat reasonably healthy now, because I notice it makes a huge difference in my mood, in my insulin spikes, and just in general, and my recovery as well. So alcohol is a big one too. I don't drink now. Very occasionally I'll have a glass or two, and it's fine to, everything in moderation. But if you're living for the weekend so you can go out and get wasted, you're going to lose the next day as well. And you just won't be as productive, and you won't feel good. Sorry, I've got a bit of a tickle. And you won't recover as well as you would if you hadn't been drinking. Like, you'll notice a significant difference in the recovery. Again, this takes time to do, and you want to be social with your friends, but you can do that without drinking. You can still go out and drink soda water. Number 5 is to have time with your thoughts so that you can create space to grow in a creative capacity, and also evaluate where you are in your life, whether you're happy with where you are, with your work, with where you're living, your life situation in general. It's really important to cut out all noise and distraction for at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, if you can. Just find the time. Really just sort of enjoy that time with yourself, because then you can really just evaluate, I'm feeling stressed. Why am I feeling stressed? What is it that's bothering me? Why am I in a bad mood lately? Or I was happy and now I'm not happy. Why is that? You won't really, you can just sort of stay in a rut for a long time, and that will affect your overall progress in your career, in your training, everything. If you've got things that are unresolved within you, if you're unhappy for whatever reason. So it's important to sort of sit with yourself and reevaluate every once in a while, and just consistently see how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And also allow the space, if you're not bombarding your mind with too much TV, and yes, I love watching TV too, but I try not to watch much anymore, because it's very easy to just lie there and watch hours of Friends or whatever movie you're watching, but then you're not allowing space for creativity. Maybe you get a great business idea or a great act idea for your training or anything like that. Whether you're an artist or not, it's important to have those creative ideas. And if you allow your mind to just almost wander without any sort of distraction, you can access that subconscious in you, the subliminal part of your mind that is responsible for generating these creative ideas. And you'll notice a huge improvement in your productivity, your creativity, and your life in general, because you can be like, maybe I can solve this problem if I get rid of this, or if I start doing this. And it's not even about necessarily problem solving, but you will find solutions to any issues you might be having along the way if you can take that time, that quiet for yourself, without any phones, TV, anything, and just really sort of relax and access that part of your mind that will allow you to problem solve, but also to access your highest creative skill development. And that's so important for everybody. And so I really urge you to try these 5 things to start with, and see if you notice, and you definitely will, a big difference in your life in general, in your productivity, in your work, in your study, in your training, and your career trajectory. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.